What's up, everybody? It's Hunter Oakley here. I'm back with another video. If you're not familiar with who I am, I'm making like weekly recaps on how my school's going at the Divers Institute of Technology to become a commercial diver. So this week I'm kind of doing a little separate video to show all the gear and everything you need to go to school. Most of this stuff you can get while you're at the school, but some of it's nice. Most of you guys probably already have it if you're within like the construction industry or welder, or if you have dove prior like I have. I also had some gear from that I'm able to carry over, and so I don't have to buy more gear. So I'm gonna go over it with you guys, pretty much everything that I need day to day, and yeah, so I'll just kick things off with the obvious. Guys need a good pair of steel-toe boots. Whatever works. I mean, doesn't really matter as long as they're steel-toed. Eye protection. Make sure it's certified. I think it's Z87 is a certification that's required. These ones we just got with everything. And unfortunately nowadays, you need a mask. Yeah, oh well, whatever. As long as we're going to school, I'm happy. Being up in Seattle, a good rain jacket is key, especially when you're out on the barge for a long time. It's pissing rain. You want a good rain jacket. And then I'll start off with some of the stuff that we got in our lightweight class. We get this little bag. It's almost like a little ammo bag. You can put stuff on it to kind of customize it so you know it's yours. So if someone steals your shit, you know whose it belongs to. Basically, it comes with a couple wrenches inside of it. Standard open-end wrenches. I just put my different little colors on it so I know that they're mine. Bunch of Allen keys. It's like 4 different sizes. 2 different size screwdrivers you will need. Sharpie, pen, electrical tape, carabiner. And they said while we're at school that most of the time you're always going to be using, unless it's for like little things like just to carry your gear and stuff to and from campus, but anything that you're using while diving is going to be a locking carabiner, obviously for safety reasons. So it can't just come undone or whatever while you're diving. So that's pretty much in our tool bag for now. I'm sure we'll add little things to it like dikes and wire strippers later down the road for working on comms and whatnot. Get a hard hat. Divers Institute has to be their hard hat. You can't use your own from prior work. And then the fun stuff, getting into dive gear. So some of this stuff I had prior. I'll just start from the fins. I just had these from scuba diving. They're Tusa or Tosa, I don't know how you say that. Fins, pretty good, whatever. Fancy green and white. And then these were my prior booties, but I used to, generally when I wore this, I was just wearing these with bare foot. But since we are wearing dry suits up here because it's so freaking cold, I tried to fit these over my dry suit and it didn't really work. I mean, it worked, but it was painful. So I was like, I think I'm gonna switch them out. So I think if I really had to, I could put these on over my dry suit and run the fins. But I got these from Ross. Just they're like regular old, they almost look like mixture of combat boots and hiking boots at Ross for 30 bucks or whatever. I think they're gonna be rugged and last long enough and do what I need them to do. And I don't have to worry about beating up my nicer, more expensive neoprene dive booties for like scuba and whatnot. And then now dive into the bag. I put a lock on the outside of it. We're gonna be locking most of our stuff up anyways, but I'm just putting an extra lock because I don't trust anyone. So what we need for sure is our dive harness. So this goes on the outside of your dry suit. Let's put that on. Your weights go inside of these two pouches. So there's that. Let's see. I don't know why I wasted $10 on this, but I did. You could just get like 3 or 4 regular coat hangers and duct tape them together. It'll be just as good as this $10 freaking coat hanger, but whatever. That's for your dry suit to hang on. A couple other things I've had from the past are my snorkel. It's not too important. There's just a bag of like extra clips and line and whistles and whatnot in case I ever need those. This is chargers for my flashlights. Yeah, that's pretty much different little mounts and clips. Backup O-rings, stuff for my flashlights. This is a little fixed blade dive knife I have. It's pretty cool. Clips like that. Boom, boom. You can clip this onto, there's a couple different mounting options for it. Haven't figured out how I'm gonna set mine up yet. Extra pair of neoprene gloves. I think these are 3 mil. It's kind of lightweight for the weather here, but backup gloves are always good. I have a backup 3 mil hoodie also. Don't plan on using it because it's butt ass cold here, but I mean, might as well. My goggles, I keep them in this case so rubber doesn't get all messed up or smashed or damaged. These cases are nice, cheap, and they'll take care of your gear in the long run, which is always important. Just have a little backup. It's not a dry bag, it's like a bag that you throw your wet stuff into and let it dry or whatever if you're going on a short, if you're only bringing a couple things, or if you're going only snorkeling or whatever. This is our Snoopy cap right here. This goes inside of the hats. We obviously don't get hats right now because they're really expensive, and some of these kids don't even know if they'll end up in the industry or not. So you're not gonna dump $5 grand on a hat that, and we also get to try out different hats to see which ones we like. So you don't just dump $5 grand on a hat that you don't even like. So as we're going through school, we get to try different ones and see if we like them, which is awesome. So we don't have to waste money. Then next, I'll go through this. I have a little bit of overkill on the dive light situation just because I have prior scuba experience and I've done night dives and stuff. I have a couple different kinds of flashlights. All you need is one of these for school here, but I got a couple different kinds. Also, one of them, I'm gonna try to make a little rig for my GoPro so it will have good lighting, because videotaping underwater is terrible. Like, the light gets blown out or it brings in too much light. You lose all your colors at a certain depth, and each color, you lose a different color the deeper you go. So sometimes you'll put on like on my old system, I had this red lens that went over my GoPro and it would bring out more colors in the video. But yeah, anyways, videoing underwater is just hard in general. There's another carabiner, the lock on it. And then my dive knife. I ordered mine from Spyderco straight up. So yeah, that's that. You clip it to this brass clip and clip it onto your harness somewhere. Wherever's easy access, but there's that. Let's see. here's the big dog, the dry suit. So I got a Bear dry suit. It's kind of the middle of the road. It's not the most expensive, fanciest one. It's not the cheapest garbage trash bag one either. It's kind of the middle of the road, which I'm stoked with because, I mean, I didn't want to drop a bunch of money on it and and not use it later on because I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to go in the industry. And so if I spent $2,000 on a dry suit and only used it for a couple months, I'd be pretty pissed off. So this one's the middle of the line. It seems like a lot of the students were getting this one. Seems like it kind of fit everyone's liking. But there it is. I'll put in a little picture of me dressed up in it right here. Yep, there it is. This one's got the latex seals. We've heard a bunch of different things from different instructors, and it kind of seems like a preference thing on whether to have neoprene seals, latex seals, replaceable ones. It kind of seems like it's a personal preference. The latex ones are supposed to be more comfortable. The neoprene ones are easier to repair, but then you get to the more expensive ones and you can actually just replace the whole seal without having to undo the glue and everything. So it's kind of a preference thing, and it really depends on how much cold water diving you are going to do. If you plan on going to Alaska, then I'm sure you want to look into getting a hot water suit, which is a totally different thing. We get to use hot water suits in our deep dives, but we're not gonna buy hot water suits just for a month of school and then say we go down to the Gulf. We'll never need it again in our lives. So they supply those for us, which is pretty cool. A pair of these gloves. These are like those fancy version of the ones you could get at Harbor Freight or whatever, just that rubber dipped glove. I'm sure I'm gonna either lose these or burn through them pretty fast, so I'm planning on just getting those cheaper, like the blue gardening looking gloves. You can get them from Costco for like a 10-pack for 10 of them or something, 10 pairs of them. So I'll probably end up doing that, but I'm gonna try to use these as long as I can. And then this is our tank bands. So this goes onto our harness to hold our bailout bottle. So yeah, these strap on there. What else? Oh, then I have these are 5mm neoprene gloves. These are for when you go down. You know what? You might be able to feel your hands, probably not, still with these on. And then a 5mm hood for scuba. What else do we got going on? I think that's it. There's that. Oh, all of our this is our Hollis, I believe that's the way you pronounce it. Our bailout assembly. So this is like our bailout gauge. There's a whip, regulator right here. So this is everything we need for that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, undergarments also. They recommended like wool, anything, because it doesn't what is that? It wicks away moisture more. I got these big wool socks from Costco. It was like a 4 or 5 pack of them for, I don't know, it was pretty cheap for being wool. And then I'm just gonna get I still haven't got the rest of my undergarments, but I'm just gonna get some sort of thick top layer, like it'll be like a long sleeve, and underwear, basically big wool, merino wool, long johns. And then I think I'll be set. I'll have everything I need. Yeah, oh, forgot about the dive bag. I also got this too. I had one prior from scuba diving before, but it was all worn out and had some holes in it, so I was like, screw it. I'll just buy theirs, start fresh. And so there's this Aqualung bag there. It's kind of the middle of the road. They have a fancier one at the dive shop there. It's like a dry bag and you can put it on your back, but I figured if I'm traveling or whatever, it's nice to have a roller, not have to carry stuff through the airport and whatnot. So stoked with how they have this in a couple different colors. And so that's basically everything you need. It could be a total different assortment of brands and whatnot. You kind of just need that in a general consensus. You don't need, like, they were saying you could wear Converse over your dry suit. You just have to get like two sizes bigger. And some guys just run Converse. They basically run anything. Rubber boots, they'll duct tape the top of them. I'm gonna try these out, and if they're garbage, that'll suck, but oh well. They're 30 bucks, but I think they'll work pretty good. They have some sort of ventilation, so water shouldn't just get completely logged in it. And worst comes worst, I'll drill some holes in the bottom of it or something if it's a big deal. I'm just gonna run those for now. We start diving next week. So that'll be awesome. But this week we're just focused on rigging and everything. So this is like our intro to lightweight. This week, today, we did a little bit of communication stuff and notes and more notes. But other than that, I think, other things like I've kind of showed you throughout this series, like the dive manuals, and we got our DCBC dive log book a few days ago. I'll show you guys it one more time. And then we also, we get these, once you get pressed down in the chamber and you can prove that you can dive, you get those. We also get these little Kindles. They have the PowerPoints that we're doing most days on here, so if you are a little bit slower or you just like to see things yourself, you can come home, check out the PowerPoints, relook at what you went through that day and kind of study that way. I did it the other way. I kind of went through, as we went through the PowerPoints as a class, I took notes myself, and then I kind of just go in my own notebook. I just like writing it by hand. It's totally, some guys are writing it on their iPads. However the hell you do it, and whatever works for you, then yeah. But other than that, that concludes pretty much the dive gear. I don't think we're getting any more gear. I'm pretty sure that's it. Maybe little things like I was saying, like dikes and wire strippers. But other than that, pretty much concludes it. If you guys have any questions about any of this, please feel free to let me know, and I'll get back to you on it. But so yep, that concludes Divers Institute of Technology gear list. And yeah, so thanks a lot. We'll see you on the next video.